Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Another exciting 1v1 right here. It's going to be TOMcatXENO. I think everyone who plays 3v3s ought to know who this guy is. He's very feared in that community. He's quite good at what he does. He's going to be playing as the Conef, and then with me playing as the Gaussian. Once again, just doing some practice before the tournament, which is tomorrow. Join the tournament, everybody. Anyway, if you don't know anything about TOMcatXENO, he's like... you know how Tren always, like, does these stupid, like, well, I shouldn't say stupid, they're actually really efficient, but these, like, blast drone cheese strategies? Tomcat doesn't do that, but he uses them really effectively anyway. Like, he's really good at, mixing blast drones in with his army and just, like, wrecking house with it, so... That's basically who he is. He never makes railguns, like, ever. I think sometimes I see it in 3v3s, but it's quite rare. He's definitely just a, he's an assault ship line type of guy, which I can really respect because I have a lot of trouble getting any value out of the assault ship line, so anytime someone's actually able to do it to good effect, you know, I really respect that. We had a really nice series today, just playing a whole bunch of games together, but this one I wanted to cast because it was intense. This was a really good game. That hill looks a lot steeper in the Sensors Manager. Oh well. I digress. But it was a really good game. Also, I'd like to point out, your carrier can actually move here, but it can't move here. No, it can? What the heck? Yeah, they shouldn't have these, like, the light area usually delineates somewhere your carrier can't move, but it really can go there, so... This is the best map ever, though, isn't it? Yeah, I really don't like this map personally, but that's just a personal thing. Both players, as you can see, going to come out into the opening with our production cruisers. Definitely hoping to get some early game damage put in there, and I've got more sand skimmers than he does, but my macro a little bit off, I guess, not producing one right now. Oh, yeah, because I was getting fleet capacity up. Never mind, I'm perfect. You didn't do anything wrong, Bozo. You didn't do anything wrong. I'm slightly ahead in sand skimmer count, but very, very slightly. I'm going to get armor level 1, though, and that usually makes a big difference here. There's a blast drone mixed in there, though, and I see it. I know it's there, but it's really difficult to push on this position when there's a blast drone in the area. Even using base runner heal there, because I thought he was going to push, but he did not, so that was a bit of a waste of that ability right there. Blast drone at, like, very low health. I really wanted to push in here and kill it at this point, but I could not find an angle on it, so it's going to re-heal. Blast drones do have Gaussian self-healing, by the way, in case you didn't know. But I'm getting a lot of good damage on this base runner right here. And of course, Conef base runners cannot re-heal, so I'm quite happy anytime I can do that. Blast drone going to get up on these guys, but he does not get any kills. He goes down here, but this is actually not particularly good for me. It looks like he is outnumbering me, actually. Majir, I might have found a bug with the tech viewer, but that's alright. This blast drone here coming in as well. And that Conef ability to just make more units than your opponent really starting to get felt right here. It's only going to get one unit, though. Actually, in-game, I thought it had gotten quite a lot more, but... the base runner heal actually helping Tomcat there. That's definitely not my best use of base runner heal ever. So I'm just going to fall back to base then and say, okay, well, maybe I can just hold this back home. It's really easy to get rolled by sand skimmers if you continue to feed them into the meat grinder, so you'll notice I pulled my production cruiser back. I'm blundering a bunch of sand skimmers out in the open here. This is what you shouldn't do. You should have them back here with the rest of your army. And kind of unfortunate timing for refinery mode, but it is coming out, so... I really would like to get Power Reserve 1, but I can't. I don't want to cancel this because it's so far in already, and that would be a really, really big loss, actually, so I'm just going to have to stick it. Maybe some players would disagree with that sentiment, but I think I have to stick it, really, in order to stay in here. I am going to get an artifact, so is Tomcat, but he has definitely got field control here. I don't think anyone can argue with that. Because I feel like I'm really backed up into a corner, I'm going to get assault ship fabrication. I usually wouldn't do this, especially against Conef. But I'm thinking that I need to in this case, because assault railguns aren't going to cut it if he chooses to push in with sand skimmers. But fortunately, he's getting quite delayed over here, chasing down the base runner and stuff, so I feel okay about that. Honestly, like, if I were him, I would just let this base runner get out. I know, it sounds kind of wrong, but what's it going to do? It's only a Gaussian base runner. It doesn't really have any offensive capability. Also, look at this amazing choke right here. Really, I should throw a scanner out to delay a little bit more time or get some map vision, but instead I do the healing, which makes it so that he can't use the scanner until he dies, so... Once I noticed I had done it, I selected the base runner, and I'm like spamming the E button like you wouldn't even know it, hoping that like right when it finishes I'll be able to throw it, but it didn't work, so... Just little details there, but I thought it was pretty fun. This base run is at very low health, and I'm hoping I'll be able to kill it with the sand skimmers, but I don't dare push out, so in case you're wondering about that. But no upgrades here on TOMcat except for rating. Is that correct? Yes. I have armor 1 and armor 2, so my sand skimmers can take his in a 1-on-1, but in a, what is this? In a 14 on, you know, 8, I don't think they would win, so I'm getting the rest of the upgrades though, thinking, okay, maybe I can make do there. See a little red blip there. I know there's something out here. And once I see a sand skim, I'm like, yeah, this has got to be all of them. So I actually dove in just a little bit more just to make sure I wasn't getting faked out. Sure enough, that is them. So gonna reroute this assault ship back out there. Really, I should probably attack at this point, I think. Ah, no, maybe this is actually good because I could take a lot of damage being out there in the middle, couldn't I? Sand skimmer rating is finished now. That'll help them escape the blast drones, of which there are 2 actually in this field. Yeah, okay, there's one back there as well. I see that now. As far as macro goes, I'm doing quite well though. I am out mining my opponent. I'm getting a second production cruiser here, which would be really nice if I'm able to produce, you know, 2 at a time. Obviously, I'll come out on top there. He's getting refiner mode as well though, so it looks like he wants to come back also. Really worried about those blast drones, and when, like, tell me if you know where they are, you know what I mean? Like, it's really hard to see them. And this was something I wasn't expecting, but look at the damage there. They just obliterated those assault ships. And that was because there were 2 of them, of course. I didn't realize that there were 2 there. I only thought there was 1. So, really nice move by TOMcat there. He's bamboozled me, I guess you could say. What I could have done to avoid that was, like, box selected him and seen on the bottom, like, you know, how many blast drones there are, but I did not do this, so... But at this point, TOMcat looking really scary. He's going to get refinery mode, getting into siege cruiser. Of course he is. I mean, it's TOMcat. That's what he does, right? As for me, I know that I need something to counter siege. I need something to counter air, and I think the only one that really does both of those is going to be interceptor fabrication. So that's where I'm headed now. Damage 1 also about to finish right before this fight here. And honestly, I really thought I could take this one. Damager +6. But how many is it? It's like 12 on 7. I thought I could take this fight. Perhaps he did too because he backs away, but then again he did see the assault ships. I'm not sure exactly what would have happened if we had continued to fight there. Post your opinion in the comments below! But anyway, siege cruiser fabrication finishing for TOMcat. No, not just yet, but pretty soon. Interceptor fabrication done for me though. And I'm going to be on 3 bases for too long. So I'm feeling actually rather good about my situation now, although it is still kind of on a knife's edge. But I'm chasing here. I really think I can take this. Gonna come in here, try to do some damage on his eco, and that is pretty much vulnerable. And you can see how many assault ships I've made now. I really like massing assault ships, but it's dangerous against Conf, of course, for that siege cruiser, which is basically like fills the role of an assault ship, but kills assault ships as well. So in a 1-on-1, you know, there's no chance. You have to have like 30 assault ships or something to kill a siege cruiser. It's crazy. Same with assault cruisers as well. If you've yeah, if you've ever tried that, it does not go well. Any more tech choices for him? No, not yet. Got 1 interceptor in the hangar now. I'll be making more shortly, of course. Getting the afterburner as well, that's very important. If you're ever going to use interceptors, you really need to get the afterburner as well, unless you're trying to do like a one-time thing into them and then move to precision bombers, but that's... Who would do that ever, right? I've done that before. It actually works pretty well, but... Point is, afterburner, very important. Gives them like 700 speed or something. Like they can get across the map in a second. It's crazy. So I'm gonna see his carrier here. I know I can't fight against this, so I'm just gonna back away. I launched the air here. I'm not totally sure what for, but that's alright. Siege cruiser of his about to finish, but I can get into the backlines here. Once again, I really thought I would be able to take this fight between this many sand skimmers, 12-7, but looking back on it, I'm really not sure. But I can definitely take this fight, you know. 7 sand skimmers on nothing. That looks good to me. Gonna eat up that one. 2 salvagers go down, then I'm gonna back away. There are assault ships on the field here. Siege cruisers would be a good choice for me. They usually are a pretty good counter to Conf siege, but I really just didn't feel like I had the money, so I'm gonna go to precision bombers instead. And then here's that moment, right, where the fight finally goes down, and I actually think Tomcat is going to win this. Or rather, he definitely is going to win this. But see, this is kind of surprising to me. I guess I thought that with that many upgrades, I'd be able to take the fight pretty easily. But as you can see, this is not the case. So never overestimate what they can do, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to head back home now, but I didn't realize this carrier's this forward, the siege cruiser's this forward. Once I realized these units are where they are, I got really worried. So this was a little bit scary for me. This interceptor recharging, and then I'm going to launch him against the siege cruiser. That's really, you know, I got the air to be anti-siege. I'm really hoping I don't lose a production cruiser off the back of this. Meanwhile, that siege cruiser is going to find all of my assault ships as well, which is not bad at all. But yeah, interceptors do a very good job against Con F siege. That's one weakness that they have. But of course, it helps them that in their you know, assault ship tech line is the interceptor, and so Tomcat is also going to be able to respond. You can see he's making air units already. And I have no sand skimmers. My assault ship's way out here, just getting wrecked by the siege cruiser. You can see how much damage they've done. It's not insignificant, but definitely they haven't done as much as I would like. I really just don't have an answer to these sand skimmers anymore. So I'm gonna hope that my carrier can do something about it. Oh, you should power this up. You should power this up, buddy. But you know, whatever. Wow, that was sloppy. Yeah, I didn't realize that I didn't have that powered up. I guess because the base runner had just now scored. But anyway, I think, well, those assault ships are going to die anyway, so maybe I should push in, do as much damage as I can, and then launch the air units to kill them off. That is going to be the choice here, but I mean, look at the map. Who would you prefer to be right now? I'm on one base. I have air, which is good, but he's getting air too. And actually, I heard him launching the strike fighters right then, you know, incoming hostile strike fighter, right? And I was like, oh, shoot. So I have an idea. I'll just take one volley like that and then back home. Some nice air micro there, gonna ensure that I don't take any bad trades, so I do get a 1-for-1 trade right there. But he has more air units for sure. He's making a 4th one, he has 3rd. I do have a bomber though, and the siege cruisers are both gone, so this is definitely still, you know, doable for me, but I need to get back onto 3 bases as fast as possible. And it's good for me that Tomcat gonna back away with his carrier here. That looked kind of like an all-in to me, but he's gonna back away, it seems. I'm thinking now I can move out with my carrier. I've got, you know, a production cruiser to do the refinery back at home. Let's see, this base runner finally gonna get caught. They've got me, but that's gonna delay the sand skimmers again just a little bit, so I'm happy about that. That was another one that I had made, by the way, to grab an artifact here. But you know, 6 interceptors now. That's definitely risky times for me. I've only got 2, so I cannot take an air war anymore. I need to be able to counter with ground units, and to that end I'm making missile ships, but this is going to be a little hairy for me. Nice little attack getting orchestrated by Tomcat here. He's moving in with the assault ships on the side. He's coming in with the interceptors as well. I don't have vision of this, mind you. You can tell by the blue bubble there. Just now I'm going to see it. And so this should be a dead production cruiser, I would have thought. At any rate, all the salvagers in that area just going to get wrecked instantly. But he's beginning to lose some interceptors actually to the production cruiser. And then I come in here and I'm starting to take shots at him. And I'm not sure why he didn't turn around. I feel like he still has missiles at this point, but perhaps he didn't. Because he's going to let me kind of get away with that there. I very nearly get this guy too, but I actually thought he was going to dock there. That's interesting. He did not dock. Anyway, my bomber's going to come out, take out one of the assault ships, and then I should be able to get the other one with sand skimmers and this heavy railgun. So the attack is kind of deflected, but he did a lot of damage to the production cruisers there, as you could see. And the salvagers, of course... Did I already say I don't know. Point is, he killed a lot of salvagers. That was a good attack. He is basically on 3 bases. This production cruiser kind of not sure where he is. I guess he needs to move over there, but that's not bad for him, and he's still kind of got me spooked. I'm still only on 2 bases here. Just now moving the production cruiser over, so... Good stuff from Tomcat so far. He's going to see my carrier also in quite a forward position right here. The standoff continues. That bomber not really getting as much value as I would have hoped it would, is it? It would have done really well against siege, but there wasn't really any more siege coming out, and then a whole bunch more air came out than I was expecting. There's 5 of them in the air right now. And another siege cruiser just now being made, but the bomber really cannot be used. It's kind of locked home. take out these railguns here. I was thinking I had an air superior, like an air advantage here, but this is clearly not the case actually. So I come in here, get a kill, and then I'm like, huh, maybe this is not where I want to be. And then this was really sad, look at this. Oh, so close. They very nearly landed. If of course they get into their landing animation, they become invulnerable, so I wouldn't have lost anyone if they were just like a little bit faster, but they all died, so that's a little unfortunate for me there. How many sand skimmers is this? 17, so big whole blob of sand skimmers gonna come in here on the side, definitely trying to backstab into the eco. It's a little hard on this map because of course the map is only this big. I know like the square shows it being this far out, but you can't move down here. Like if you try, you can't do it. So another base runner getting made now. I'm hoping to be able to extract another artifact here. That would be nice. Here comes the sand skimmer blob, and this could be delicious. Oh yes, oh yes. I'm gonna launch also my air units after this one, so the bomber is gonna come in here, finally do something, but it misses. Ah, that's typical. I missed twice. Dang it! I feel a little robbed there, but that's all right. That's all right. Those sand skimmers doing remarkably little, as you can see. They haven't actually killed anything, I think, except for a salvager just yet, and they took heinous losses to that missile ship there. Interceptor's finding a nice target right there. We got the new catharsis over here, man. Gonna try to cut off the retreat here with this missile ship as well. I love missile ships, man. It's like my favorite unit. They're not gonna get too much. So these sand skimmers will escape, but it's quite remarkable that they didn't really get anything done there. I really would have thought it would do a lot more there. This production cruiser kind of out of position. Did I queue it to get 2 orders? Not sure why I did that there. Still in chase of these sand skimmers because I know I have the upgrade lead. By quite a bit, actually. It looks like he's gotten himself damage 1. He's researching damage 2, but I have armor 2 as well, so. But I can't catch him. Sand skimmers, of course, have the same speed, so. This railgun shooting the ground out of pure confusion. Of course, you know, railguns have less accuracy against light units there, but the way that they render this in the game, like the way that they show it to you visually, is that it just like shoots straight into the ground. You're like, like, I don't know how you managed to do that, but whatever. Right after launching my air units here, I kind of thought like, why did I launch these? You know, because I couldn't really use them. It's usually better to keep them in the carrier until you're ready to use them, so. You can see me queuing up all kinds of orders for them just that they don't, you know, do anything stupid. This ball of sand skimmer is coming in for another pass because it worked so well last time, right? But no, this is actually a serious deal. There's even more of them now. Oh. How many? 25. So quite a few there. I'm gonna get another good hit with the missile ship, but not as good as last time. But here's another one. Big damage being done here. Now the air unit's already being launched, ready to come in there and do their thing. But if his air units come in at this moment, I'm very vulnerable. Indeed they do. Oh my gosh, look at the overkill with those missiles there. They're gonna get the bomber too. And they took losses, of course, flying over those missile ships, but make no mistake, that was definitely worth it for Tomcat. This one gonna go down as well, it looks like. He's definitely got the air now. And what's his siege cruiser count looking like? Oh dear, he moved all his production cruisers on accident. I'm a Galzian guy too, man. I know how that is. He's got 2 siege cruisers, it looks like. Third one being produced. So it's not unmanageable, but it's definitely quite a lot here. Actually, I think that was a blind shot, or maybe he saw it with the interceptors, but good kill on that heavy railgun. And the ball of skimmers moves over to this side, definitely wanting to, you know, claim this base runner right here. I should really barrage with this missile ship, but it looks like I was not watching that one, but based on the damage I've done so far, can you really blame me? Now I do see that they're headed into the back line there, and I'm a little worried about that, so my assault ships are going to back away. Just try to be there to help. And I move forward with the carry here. This is probably an overextension because we know, you know, Conf carriers are like the carrier hunters of the game. But what this is doing me is denying his ability to use air units because if he launches, they'll get killed by these missile ships. But this is not sustainable. I really need to back away now. moving forward still with the missile ships. It's got to be a mistake. But you can see how much damage this carrier is taking. Good shots from, good movement with the sand skimmers here. Going to take out a bunch of railguns as well. They've evaded those assault ships quite nicely. And looking at that bar on the bottom, I was really worried at this point. I was like, oh no, but... Also, my backstab here was kind of blocked by the fact there's a siege cruiser here, and also the only the RUs are left anyway, so... And then he catches up my sand skimmers here, so Tomcat really playing almost perfectly, I would say. He's doing very well here. Fortunately, missile ships have their direct fire, their indirect fire ability right there, and you can see that took out a siege cruiser on its own. Basically, the siege cruiser's default attack is the missile ship's ability, you know what I mean? I love that, by the way. Like, if it weren't for the direct fire, like the direct fire barrage, I'd be like, man, missile ships, whatever. But man, these things are my favorite unit in the game. I know a lot of people prefer missile batteries because they can be used better against strike craft, but like the AOE on this thing is just insane. You can kill, you know, AAVs, you can kill battle cruisers, you can do a lot of damage to carriers that can swing a carrier fight. Awesome ability right there. Anyway, my carrier definitely needs some rest and recuperation, and it's about at this point that I noticed that this guy was chilling out over here. This is something that happens, I think, on this map just when a unit spawns too close to the terrain. It just gets like sucked into it, and then just very slowly falls down the hill there. I did my best to try to get him out of there, but I could not do it. Bunch of sand skimmers coming in here, but they're not wanting to repeat the same mistake as last time, so they're going to back away a little bit. Blind cruise missile almost gets the missile ships there, so... Tomcat, by the way, very good with his cruise missile shots. I think Tren probably still the best at that. He's like insanely good with them, but Tomcat has a lot of practice with it. And the siege cruiser barrage landing down there. Not going to find anything just yet, though. But these railguns definitely a little out of position. They're going to back away. This guy here, he's very out of position. One heavy railgun going to go down there. Good pick by the sand skimmers, and they're going to back away. This is a very difficult force to attack, you know what I mean? With this many sand skimmers. Look at all the sand skimmers! And with siege cruisers in the back of it. Very hard to attack this kind of a force. I love the look of Conf missiles. These things are pretty darn cool. Anyway, if these sand skimmers come over this hill, it will be a mistake. They see that, they're going to back away. Another barrage coming down on here. These siege cruiser barrages just being so annoying. Very effective right there. You'll notice, by the way, I'm getting my production cruiser a bit more active into the game. I think that's usually a good move in this case. Another thing I noticed is really not much anti-air on the field anymore, is there? I guess there's these three, but they're all kind of in the back line. I'm going to notice that moving forward, but I'd be a little worried if Tomcat launched it about this time. And, yeah, okay, there he is. But this base runner going to extract, actually. It doesn't look like it, but he can pop the smoke, of course, which he's going to do right now. And this actually had me very worried when I realized he was going to get a double extraction. I was like, oh, I mean, he's actually pretty close to just winning off of that then. I have to run back through these sand skimmers, and that's going to take a lot of losses right there. In fact, I'm not even shooting because I had them still targeting the base runner. It's pretty sloppy right there. And they come in here, but look how much they're bunched up. Ooh, they're not in the area, though. If the missile ships had barraged right then, they could have killed, like, all of those. Just boom. But, not going to happen. So, that's fine for Tomcat. I think he should be going for salvagers in those kinds of cases, but... he's still doing fine, mind you. Like, the game still looks good for him. Power Reserve 4 coming out now. He wants to get all power into the cruise missiles there. I'm still at Power Reserve 2, man. Now the barrage is going to land down on that side. The assault ships almost have a good window on these sand skimmers, but the siege cruiser is going to pull them back. I'm going to be launching air as well, my bomber and my interceptor, my single interceptor, to try to kill these siege units, but Tomcat's interceptors smell blood in the water. This is a bit of a bait, though. I'm going to try to move my missile ships into position. My bomber docks, that's the one I wanted to keep alive, and then the missiles fly out from the missile ships, and I get good damage right there. And one siege cruiser also went down to that fight as well. This one at very low health, so that was a really big battle. Sorry that I can't really cover it. It's very difficult to cover air battles. You just kind of have to like be in the sensors menu basically, but Another siege cruiser goes down, and suddenly there's a lot of railguns here fighting this army. But the Sandstorms are in the area. I need to be careful. Can't just close out the game right here, but this is, I think, where things started swinging out of TOMcat's control. The carrier's here. He's going to do some good damage, but look at the barrages. It is just insane. Oh, the damage. Even though there's good barrages from TOMcat and the cruise missiles hitting these missile ships, it doesn't matter. That was a slaughter right there. Make no mistake. Air units for me going to launch as well, and he's producing again, but it's going to take him some time before they get there. He's going to try to deny this artifact with the siege cruiser. He probably will. I have the recharge upgrade, but not the ammo capacity, so I've only got 2 shots on that. Oh no, Tom, you gotta just kill this thing. Just kill this thing. Okay, yeah, good. I thought he wasn't going to do it. He very nearly didn't kill that base runner, but yeah, the railguns take that one out there. Carrier going to go down here as well. I think the bait into the missile ships was really damaging for TOMcat, but what really has ended the game for him there was probably that Sandskimmer massacre right there. And they all went down, and he's going to take this moment to GG. I don't think that was a carrier kill. And that is going to be game. I thought this was an intense game. I was like visibly shaking at the end of it. I only had 4 minutes left on the clock, mind you, so I needed to get something done basically right then. But I was happy with this, with how this turned out, of course. But man, this was an intense game. I really was very happy to play this one. Also, look at these units, you know. Cue Adagio for strings as they jump off the cliff, right? I mean, look how far this guy got. He's a deserter. Deserters will be shot, you know what I mean? No, they'll just fall off a cliff. Anyway, very big thanks to TOMcat for playing this game, for letting me cast this game as well. And we'll see him hopefully in the tournament tomorrow, but it's like 5 AM for him or something, so... he said he's definitely considering it. But yeah, that was a very fun game there, and I'll catch you guys later. Actually, wait, let's see if he actually resigned or if I killed the carrier. You'll be able to tell from this menu here. Oh, it was a carrier kill. Anyhow, I'll see you guys later.